I decided to get out here and do a dash or two. Okay? Because, I was notified that it was busy right now. So I was like, okay, well, I was notified, let me just see what's going on. Right? Let me see what's going on. So I got one shopping trip, right? And now I got this other one here for food at Raising Cane's. All right. So far, I'm pleased in that I don't have to, like, I did not have to go fetch the order. And they asked me upon arrival to this location, did I feel safe? I mean, what? They asked me, did I feel safe? So I really appreciate that, because normally those apartments are not the best in the world. Now, I don't know what it's like at nighttime, right? But today, it wasn't a problem. Was not a problem at all. So here I am at Raising Cane's. So let me go in here and pick up this order and see where I have to go and deliver it to. Hopefully it's not across the country. Okay, first time I did a Raising Cane's order, and they said they said to I had to place the order using the red card, and then yeah, and I couldn't place the order. The order wasn't placed. I had to place the order myself, and I was just like, what? And the girl told me, she said, well, they don't have the the app. They don't use the app. I guess they're not in partnership with DoorDash. Although I think they are in partnership with Uber. Interesting enough. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Because this has had to go on my red card. Yeah, it gets to be a little confusing because I had to use my red card at Dollar General. Now I have to order and do my use my red card at Raising Cane's, and I'm like, wow, this is a lot. But if this is the way it's done, then that's the way it is. Okay? So, yeah. Now, this is rush hour. Highway 80 is horrific.
Southeast on Northwest Highway for 1.5 miles.
So this is telling me to go the highway right now at 520. Oh my God, it's showing red, like traffic is backed up galore. So the other alternative would be to take Broadway. Right. The other alternative would be to take Broadway, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Broadway. I'm not going to get out there in horrific because of construction. I mean, it's normally very crowded this time, even without construction. With construction, it's 10 times worse. And it ain't got nothing to do with just the congestion. What it also has to do with is the impatience of the people that are driving, that they will get erratic, I don't know, maybe hoping to intimidate you to get out the way, and it's like, where are you going to go? You're on the highway. Oh. So yeah. But that was the first time I've ever been inside Raising Cane's. Wow. Yeah, it's scary when a motorcycle comes down the middle of two lanes. Out of nowhere, it seems like. They just, whoop, boom, there they are.
In a quarter mile, turn
on oats as if, you know, you can get on the highway, right? As if. But getting on the highway this time of the day is
Turn right onto Oates Drive.
insane. See how it's telling me to go Oates Drive? Go Oates Drive. La, 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 la. Whew. Phew. Temperature outside is 76 degrees. I was looking at some videos about people who were pharmacy roadies, and I don't know if that's just, you know, in other states or other parts of the, you know, universe. Right? Because I don't really hear about that in this region or this area, even though I do remember my last prescription, they asked me if I needed to have it delivered, you know, which, you know, I didn't, so I didn't accept it. So I think they do have some type of, you know, prescription delivery system going. But one of the things that, you know, they were talking about on the prescription delivery is you have to hand it to usually a specific person and get a signature, which is the same when, you know, you're delivering alcohol or, you know, even over-the-counter medication. You know, they'll want you to get a signature that you're at least over the age of 18 for, you know, the medicine and 21 for the alcohol. So yeah, you know, but yeah, I was just watching TV and I got, you know, notification on my phone, and I looked and it said, oh, your area is busy right now. But I decided to go the hourly route rather than go, you know, the individual routes. Wow. Woo, it's congested like crazy. Like crazy. Look at this. Look at that. Okay? So, yeah. It is definitely congested. And that was one of the things that I was thinking about, you know, why I was thinking, well, you know, if I could deliver like a couple of hours in the morning and maybe a couple of hours in the evening. I wasn't specifically thinking about, you know, the rush hour. No, I was not. Yeah. It's staying, you know, light longer. You know, it doesn't really start to get it doesn't get absolutely dark until about 8:30 already. Yeah, already. So, like I said, I really don't mind working, you know, but, you know, if it gets to be like so problematic, like people place these orders It's more like shopping. And yeah. You know, and I'm not used to, this is my first time having to place an order. Actually place the order.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto North Beltline Road.
It wasn't just me going up and grabbing a bag and dashing. No. The dashes was in between
Turn right
me
onto North
placing,
Beltline Road.
3 orders to the clerk. Ooh. What?
Continue for 3 miles.
Oh shit. That one I'm not gonna do like that no more. But there was construction right there on the turn lane, and I should have been more cautious. Got to be more careful. So this area here is pretty tricky because it's at 45, and I know that there's a section in here that's 40. The speed limit is actually 40 and not 45. And this is the area of Sunnyvale. Ooh. 21. Oh shit, there's even traffic on this back road. Of course there would be, because they're avoiding the highway also. Okay, so I had to go through 1, 2, 3. Like 3 more lights. And underneath the 80 freeway. Yeah, we riding around. But for 3 combos at Rising Cane's was $53. Okay? For 3 combos at Raising Cane's was $53. Alright? Each combo was $16.59. Like I said, I've never eaten there, but my daughter, she loves it. She's like, they have the best fried chicken. And I just asked her, I said, is it better than Chick-fil-A? And she said, yes. I was like, oh, okay. Because I try not to eat fried foods. And then, it's hard to get good non-fried foods. without cooking it yourself, right? However, now I did taste Chick-fil-A's, I guess it's baked nuggets, and it was pretty good. I was like, what the heck? I tasted that one time, I guess when we were at the airport, and I was hungry, and so we went to Raising Cane's at the airport. Chick-fil-A at the airport. And I was telling her, I said, I'm trying to watch my weight, I don't want to break my diet, if I break my diet, I'll probably fall off my diet indefinitely. And so she's like, well, how about baked chicken? How about the baked nuggets? And I'm like, Chick-fil-A has baked nuggets? She says, yeah. So when I got it, I didn't really feel like they were like nuggets. It was more like baked chicken. Stop. 45 miles an hour. I was shocked, right? I'm like, why did you stop me? And he was like, ma'am, in this area here, it is 40. I'm like, no, it's not. I just seen the sign. It said 45. He said, yeah, it was 45 back there, but here in Sunnyvale, it's 40. And I'm like, really? And he says, yes. I said, oh shit, I didn't know. I thought this whole strip was 45. But anyway, he let me go with a warning. Told me to slow my ass down and pay more attention to the signs. I was like, yes, sir. No, I don't say sir to an officer. I say yes, officer. That's just what I do. I say yes, officer. Right. And if I ever have to address a judge, I would say yes, Your Honor, or yes, Judge. I would never say yes, ma'am, or yes, sir. And I've watched videos where people actually address these official people as a ma'am or a sir. And I don't know, I think that's a little disrespectful. I do. Because these people, yes, they are a ma'am or a sir, but they're acting in official duty. And I like to know that I know that they're acting in official duty, and therefore, please stay in your official duty when addressing me, because we really don't have nothing in common, and we're not talking sociably. Woo! Right? Because in my mind, it's going to help them remain professional. If you address them in their official title, then they should stay in their official duties. In my mind. And so far, I feel like I'm correct, because, I address an officer as an officer. A security guard, yeah, I might say sir. Yeah, I will. Sir. And sometimes, security guards, it can be a little confusing, if their uniform is actually an official police uniform. But most of the time, security guards are security guards. But they I will give total respect to even the security guard that's carrying a weapon. I will. I will. Okay, so if I keep going this way, am I okay? I think I'm good. I think I'm good. It seems like I'm going the right way. But
In a
yeah,
quarter mile, bear left onto North Bryan-Beltline Road.
I was surprised that the order that I had was right across the highway from the store.
Bear left.
Here, love.
Drive east on North Bryan Street. Then, in 700 feet, turn left onto Alexandria Street. Turn left onto Alexandria Street. In 600 feet, turn right onto Houston Drive.
Oh, Houston Drive? It says turn right.
Turn right onto Houston Drive. Then, in 300 feet, turn right onto Conger Drive.
Oh my god. This looked like it was a dead end. Yep, it looked like it was a dead end.
Turn right onto Conger Drive. In a quarter mile, turn right onto Crooked Lane.
Shit. No shit. These lanes are definitely crooked. I'll tell you what though. One thing about doing these
Turn
dashes
right onto
and
Crooked Lane.
deliveries,
Then turn left onto North Bryan-Beltline Road.
oh damn, why would you have me go through all of this?
Turn left onto North Bryan-Beltline Road.
Oh. Ooh. Why? Why? So that was 2 Bryan lanes. 2 Bryan lanes. North Bryan lanes. The hell?
Continue for 1 mile.
That's crazy. So this is North Bryan Lane and Beltline. side streets all say North Bryan Place, North Bryan City, North Bryan, whatever. Isn't that crazy? To me, it's crazy. So I suspect this whole area was probably owned by somebody with, the last name of Bryan, and then he started parceling them out. Or maybe he just created his own little roads. But yeah, that was crazy. Because I just seen North Bryan and I was like, oh, it told me to veer off. And I veered off to North Bryan and oh my God. Then it took me through this whole community and then brought me right back here to Beltline. Wow. Right?
In a quarter mile, turn right onto East College Street.
Oof. But this traffic is crazy. East College Street. So you go 2 blocks and stop. 2 blocks and stop. 2 blocks and stop.
Turn right onto East College Street.
East College.
In a quarter mile, your destination will be on the left.
Really?
Drive east on East College Street. Then turn right onto South Bryan-Beltline Road. Drive east on East College Street. Then turn right onto South Bryan-Beltline Road. In a quarter mile, your destination will be on the left. Drive west on East College Street. Then, in a quarter mile, 306 West College Street, Mesquite, Texas 75149, USA will be on the left.
306.
Drive east on East College Street. east on West College Street. Then, in 500 feet, turn right onto South Bryant-Beltline Road. Drive west on West College Street. Then, in 1,000 feet, your destination will be on the left.
I don't understand. It says 306 West College Street. I'm on West College Street.
Drive east on East College Street. Then, in 500 feet, turn right onto South Bryant-Beltline Road.
Let me center myself here, because this is ridiculous. I'm telling you, every time I go someplace, there's always somebody pulling in.
Turn right onto East Grove Street. Then turn right onto South Galloway Avenue.
Unfucking believable. So here we go. East Grove Street.
Turn right onto South Galloway Avenue. Then, in 400 feet, turn left onto West College Street.
Don't tell me it's in this.
Turn left onto West College Street.
Fuck.
Drive west on East College Street. Then, in a quarter mile, your destination will be on the left. Drive east on East College Street. Then, in 400 feet, turn right onto South Bryant-Beltline Road. Drive west on East Grove Street. Then turn right onto South Galloway Avenue.
I'm gonna just go down here and see. Okay. Fuck it.
Turn left onto West College Street. In a quarter mile, your destination will be on the left.
Wow. This is done. I want to switch zones. So she came downstairs and met me. Whew. I'm glad because those are some steep ass, rickety ass steps. And yeah, with drinks and food in one hand and a camera, I wouldn't be able to hold on to the railing. So I'm so glad she came. She probably was watching me go round and round and round and round and round and round and round. But it was confusing to me because it was. You seen me. You seen me. I kept going round in circles trying to figure out what the hell. And so now DoorDash has asked me, oh, do you want to switch zones? No, I don't want to switch zones. Got me wanting to get giddy up on back to the house. But you know, if I go down Galloway and I come across Chan's, Yeah, we might want some soup. Some soup. Because I really hadn't planned any dinner, right? Like I said, I could eat salad every day, any time of the day, right? And I was in my snacking mode yesterday evening, right? And I was like, luxury, you're really gonna have to stop eating those nutty buddies, right? And no, you don't need to be eating the corn chips. It will make your blood pressure high. So, what I did instead was, for my late night snack, I ate cabbage. That was good. The first bowl of cabbage that I ate, I doctored it up. I did, right? And then the second serving of cabbage, I ate it plain. I ate just plain cabbage, right, with dressing. But I didn't do the usual doctoring that I do, because I be doctoring up my stuff. So, and no, I am not going to, deliver orders in this area. I am not. It's chilly real fast. But like I said, that was 3 combos, and 3 combos cost over $53. So can you imagine? And she looked like it was, a woman and a child and probably her man. It's like, wow, $53. You better hope you're making about $200-300 a day. And 50 of it's gonna go towards dinner. Ain't no doubt about it. Ain't no doubt about it. I am headed towards Chan's. I'm going to order me some hot and sour soup and some egg-drop soup. And then I'm headed back to the house. I'm going to be headed back to the house. Because that was definitely... If I only earned $10 for what I just went through, okay, that'll pay for my soup. That'll pay for my soup. Because my soup is gonna cost about almost $7. Proverbs that says, you don't work, you don't eat. Right? So at least I put in a little bit of work, and I should be able to get a little bit of food. mesquite is broken up. Got all kinds of dips and cracks and stuff in it. Chance. We got the order. Shout out to DoorDash. I love watching her. Her energy is so funny. It is. So yeah. Yep. I was a happy camper. I was a happy camper. Got my suit. So today, I used the time that I spent at home flipping over the fences. I'm gonna have to see how heavy those fences are. But after the rain, those fences are heavy and big. And I still want to chop off the other side of the fence so that the top and the bottom are flat. Don't want no dog ears or no dog tails. And I did place an order on Amazon for the Ozzo post, because everywhere else, it, even trying to figure out the right screws to use for the fence post, it's just a difficult task. Now, and that's partly because, the way that they're doing the screws and stuff nowadays is, they're putting them into packages. And if you don't know what you're looking for, you can kind of get lost in all of the screws. So the Aussie Post, they have their own screws already attached to the fence ties. So that won't show up until around May 17th. Okay. So that gives me more time to chop down those wood that the fence dog ears and tails, because it's not easy. I still keep wondering, should I try to go ahead and chop it down with the chainsaw? Because I got a new blade and everything, and I was thinking, okay, maybe the blade that I was using was dull or something like that. But I don't know. It's a lot of strength and hard work, and I only chopped down 2. It's like, wow. And the battery wasn't fully charged. So yeah. But I'm not giving up on the project at all. Right? And if I pull out my chainsaw to try and demolish that old tree trunk that I used to have back there, because it's been chopped down for a long time. Just nothing but the stump is left. But the stump is so close to the fence line that I might have to chop it up. Just take the chainsaw and just chop up whatever wood I can down there. And then if I do a good job, I might have to buy another fencing post and dig a hole and put another fence post right there on the end, because there doesn't look like there is one at the end. And it doesn't have to be metal. It can be wooden, but my preference would be a metal post, just because all the rest of the posts are metal. And my fence ties are, made for, metal posts. So, yeah. It's really not an easy fix, for sure. So I got some weightlifting in by flipping those 5 panels to the other side. And they are much lighter without, the dog ears. So they'll be a little bit lighter when I chop off the tails. And they'll stand up better because it will have a flat level to lean upon. I mean, this is what I'm thinking. Right? Right. Some more clouds rolling in. It's so weird, we'll have these rain clouds roll in and roll out. We get a little bit of good weather. It gets almost to be 80, and then we'll have more clouds roll in, and I don't know, it might rain later, I guess. Some people prefer it this way, but it makes it very humid indeed. So with this type of humidity and this type of cool and hot air, it is definitely tornado season. Right? Looks like they were doing some construction work. Commercial, residential, construction, fencing, concrete, siding, driveways, and more. Commercial and residential. MCH improvement. MCH improvements. Now, if I had the money to spare, would I be doing the fencing myself? Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, if I had the money to spare, would I be trying to do the flooring myself? Probably not. So tomorrow morning we have garbage pickup. And I'm glad I didn't bring my dog, but I've already taken her out for a walk. So I'm keeping her healthy, and she don't have to get car sick. And I don't have to worry about being stuck, if I got stuck in traffic, if she had to pee, because I'm telling you, some of these orders, you end up going a long ways. A very long ways. Like I said, sometimes I would be thinking, I'm gonna just go out here and do a delivery or two, and I could end up, in this instance, I only ended up in 2 cities, right? In 2 cities. But sometimes, like I said, it could be multiple cities and multiple counties. And that's what that guy was saying. He had got 15 pharmacy deliveries, and they calculated to be like, they said about 4 hours of work. And for 4 hours of work, they said he was going to make like 150. So it was like $10 for every delivery, because he ended up making only 14 deliveries and only making 140 deliveries because one person, was undeliverable, right? He said he had several of them that was very local to where he was at, and then he had like, I think he said like 2 or 3 of them that was far out. So, and then I guess all the rest of them were like in between, not close, but, not far out like the few that he had that was far out. Yeah, it does look like West Texas might be suffering with severe weather. Woo, I'm telling you, I've been going back and forth from watching, different videos to watching the the Weather Channel. This one lady, oh my God, she had a beautiful video of 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 a tornado. I think it was in Nebraska, right? It was it was it was a tornado that had hit ground for 45 minutes. Like we're devastated when the tornado hits the ground anytime. But oh my gosh, for 45 minutes. I believe it was out in a remote area where, there was hardly any, homes or buildings or anything like that. Well, I would almost have to chase the internet to see, if that was a real tornado and had it do any damage, since it was on the ground for 45 minutes. Yeah, see, this guy, he's putting up his fence plank by plank, but he's putting up an extra tall fence. I want to say his fence is 12 feet tall. And that was crazy how earlier I was looking out my window and I seen this lady get stopped by the police, right? And they were checking, I guess her information and stuff. And, I filmed it. I did a shorty on it because, she got stopped in the middle of the turn lane. You know how normally you're supposed to like turn off of the main road and get out of the way? Well, this lady did not. She stopped right on the turn lane, and there was 2 cops. And then, I was like, oh, okay, My thing was, why would you create a traffic stop in the middle of the street, in the middle of the highway, right? This was about 4 something in the afternoon, and I was surprised. Okay, I really was. And I'm minding my own business for a few minutes, and then I go back to look outside just in time to see the 2 police cars, stop 2 lanes, the turn lane and the lane next to it, took the passenger out of the car. It was a male. I guess, the police have every right if they stop you, to ask the ID of everybody in the vehicle. So for whatever reason, this guy, he ended up getting put in handcuffs and put into the back of a patrol car. And I was watching the lady driver, she was kind of wiping underneath her eyes. I guess she probably started crying. She probably couldn't believe that this was happening. But anyway, hold on. And so what that means is if you get stopped, no one in the vehicle should not be riding in the car without proper papers. And if they have a warrant or something out for their arrest, they might get arrested. And here's the thing, most of the time in other countries, they will have, just plain, paper checks, right? So that you have to check your paperwork, And that was a long time ago. And I can see how, with everybody who was jumping borders and stuff, how, it could be, problematic that, you know, you can't walk down the street and be an adult without having proper ID on you. That doesn't make any sense. However, we have we had very lenient um, government, you know, that basically said, well, you have to have probable cause, to stop someone, right? Which, if you were unassuming and you were just walking down the street, you could be a serial killer and, walk right past the police officers because what? They didn't have probable cause to stop you. Kind of, that was the interpretation, which, didn't make sense, you know, unless, you were a person who was aware of that somebody, may have um, maybe wanted. But think about this, right? If we're getting to the point where it's facial recognition, right? And the police officers have their dash cams and stuff, and they go and, and they're just, looking to see who's all in the car, and then they go back to their vehicle, they do, a facial recognition off of their camera, and boom, you turn up as a person who uh, has a warrant out. They don't even have to ask you for your ID because they have facial recognition. Hear what I'm saying? Facial recognition. And they're using this technology at the airport already. Is it DoorDash or Uber? DoorDash or Uber wants you to give them facial recognition before you even get on the app, right? So, you know, you would be like in violation for letting somebody DoorDash under your app and using your car and it's not you. So, you better mind your business. So I did come across a guy who said he was door dashing for his girlfriend. And I know I've made a video, making remarks about that, If they're young, and they don't know any better, they're going to learn a hard lesson, that these men, who are door dashing, you know, it's going to be put on your account and that you let somebody, drive under your name, which is ID fraud, then the money that they made, DoorDash and gig work is not taxed. So it's going to be added and reported, to the IRS, and you're going to owe that money. And I'm sure, you might say, oh, you're just helping a brother out, but IRS doesn't play. When you owe the IRS money, it's compounded daily and accumulated monthly. Woo! They don't play.